What's up guys, Jake the Turtle's back at again with another Pokemon Go PvP video, and in today's video we're going to be doing some Rainbow Cup battles. So while these battles are going on, I have a remote tournament through the Ghost Stadium occurring, and I'm basically just going to be pumping out the battles until the tournament is over, and then I'll post the tournament recap for you guys. So he's leading with Scyther here, and I've got Quagsire, so I'm going to use this Stone Edge, going to force a shield or kill his Scyther, and I'm going to take whatever charge move he has coming at me. I think it's Aerial Ace. It is Aerial Ace. So Scyther's doing pretty well in this neutral matchup. I'm going to have to shield once because he overcharged so much. And then I am going to go for another Stone Edge just to get rid of this Scyther and take the win in this matchup. So he's going to bring in, I'm assuming, a Grass type, and he brings in Raichu. So going for the quick punches here. Thundershock Raichu is a beast. He's going to use Brick Break. He needs to switch his moves up. He still hasn't done it yet, but perfectly fine. He's going to get I'm going to force a shield there, and then I'm going to bring in my own Raichu for the neutral matchup. So I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch here because I know he has no shields, just to kind of spam him a little bit. And then I am going to not shield this, obviously, because I don't have any shields. And then I am going to go for a Thunder Punch with a little bit of extra energy charged up so that I have something in return for a Azumarill. And I'm going to go for this Wild Charge. And Wild Charge is going to smack this Azumarill. It's going to take off about 60-70% of his health. So then I'm going to bring in Quagsire to just kind of munch on him a couple times. And then Charizard to do the finishing blows with Fire Spin. So you guys can see right here how much Charizard can take. It can take an Ice Beam to the face. Takes out about 45% of his health. And then I'm going to use a Dragon Claw here because it's the fastest thing I can get to because I thought he had some stored energy. And that's going to do just enough damage to kill him. So GG's to myself in the first one. And cool. So let's hop into match number 2, and I'll be leading with Venusaur, and he is leading with Lantern. So this is a farming situation for me. Going to super aggro farm here with these Vine Whips. He lost a couple moves there, so I stopped for a second. And I'm going to basically get 2 Frenzy Plants ready to go. And I got one, so I'm going to use it to force a shield or destroy his Lantern. And so he basically sacrifices his Lantern because he knows he's in a bad spot. So he is going to bring out Scyther. So I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb here to do a little bit more damage than a Frenzy Plant would to this Bug type. And then he is going to shield. So I'm going to bring in Charizard, and I'm not going to shield this because I'm thinking Aerial Ace won't do that much, and it takes it about 40% of my health, so that's great. And then he's going to bring in a Azumarill. So I'm going to use Dragon Claw here to bait a shield. And he is not going to shield, so I just flicked Azumarill. Didn't really do much. And then I'm going to bring in my Venusaur with a lot of stored energy. And I'm thinking that I should have went Raichu here after the fact, but I'm thinking Azumarill's going to take these Frenzy Plants not like a champion. So we're going to have one Frenzy Plant ready to go. And then I'm thinking a second one will be ready after this, but he has a move ready. So I'm going to have to shield here to preserve this energy and use it. And then I did have another one ready, so it's perfectly a good plan by me. And I'm going to knock out his Azumarill, and he's got one Pokemon left, and it's Scyther. So Scyther's a flyer and a bug, so one of these Thunder Punches is going to demolish it. And you're going to see that I can take an Aerial Ace, or 2, or 3, maybe, with full health with the Raichu. So I'm going to go for a Wild Charge just to make sure I kill it, and Wild Charge is going to demolish it because it's a flyer. So GG's in that game, cool. So let's hop into another match against Tanner. Easily done, 27. So I'm going to be leading with Raichu, and he's going to be leading with Slowbro. So a very positive lead for me. I'm basically going to spam these Thunder Shocks until I can get a lot of energy charged up. And I'm going to wait for him to switch because I knew it was coming. And he's going to bring in Quagsire. So I'm going to use a Wild Charge here to either do some damage or force a shield. Then I'm going to switch into Fortress to do some pretty decent damage with his Bug Bite. And I'm going to choose to shield here because I thought it was going to be Earthquake. And it was Stone Edge. So bad shield by me, but I'm going to be able to get off a Heavy Slam here to do some decent damage, which should possibly kill Quag, and he's going to shield. So, very good by me here. He's used a shield, and I can tank this Stone Edge and hopefully Bug Bite this Fortress to death before he can get another Stone Edge. But he gets a Stone Edge off, so I'm going to block because I have some energy charged up, and I would like to kill this Slowbro. So, he's going to bring in Ninetales, and I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam for some shield bait here. And he is going to take the bait, so that is going to put me in a pretty favorable situation. I'm going to bring in Charizard for the neutral matchup here, and I'm going to go for a Blast Burn to do some more damage, and he very quickly switches in Slowbro, which is a very good switch, but I'm going to do a lot of damage with that Blast Burn. And he's going to Ice Beam me, so I'm going to have Fortress in there against Slowbro. And I'm not going to be able to kill it. And I'm able to get a Thunder Shock off. And I'm going to go for a Wild Charge here, but I cannot get to it. So he's going to get his Charge move off first. It's going to be Side Shock. It's going to take me down to like 1 health. And I'm going to use this Wild Charge, and it's going to take him down to about 10 health. So he's going to take a GG in our first game. But let's hop into game number 2. I'm going to be leading with Charizard. He's got Ivysaur's lead. So I am going to spam these Fire Spins, and he is going to use some Vine Whips to get some energy built up for his Ivysaur. And I'm going to use believe is a Blast Burn here. I try to switch, but I cannot get the switch off. So I'm going to use a Blast Burn here and then switch. So I'm going to do some significant damage with my Venusaur. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tank this because Quagsire is basically dead, so I don't really need my Venusaur for much. I already killed the water type, and I'm down. He's going to run 2 water, so I'm going to use the Sludge Bomb here to force a shield for this Ninetales or do a lot of damage. So positive matchup or positive outcome with that Venusaur. And I'm going to choose the shield this because Raichu's a little bit frail, and I'm thinking that Side Shock would hurt a little bit. So I'm going to overcharge a ton of energy and then go for a Thunder Punch here for a shield bait for the first one. And I am going to not get a shield, so then I'm going to go for a Wild Charge. Actually, another Thunder Punch here for another shield bait. So I am going to get the shield bait, and I know I've got Charizard with 1 shield. So I am going to not shield this, and I'm going to bring in Charizard with 1 shield. And I'm going to go for Dragon Claw for the shield bait, and I know he's got a shield here or he's going to die. He thinks he's going to die. So I'm basically going to Fire Spin him to death, and I'm going to shield. And I have a Dragon Claw ready, but Fire Spin should do the job, so I'm just going to Fire Spin him one more time and take a GG in that game. Next up in on the match against Easily Done 27, I'm going to be leading with Fortress, and he's going to be leading with Ivysaur. So very positive matchup for me. I got the Lawnmower, as Call Me Jake YouTube would say, so I'm going to Lawn Mow him. I'm going to mow him down, charge up a ton of energy, and wait till he switches. And then he brought in Ninetales, so I'm going to charge up a little bit more energy, use this Earthquake, and see what he does, and then I'm going to switch out into Blastoise because I know I have that super effective damage with that water gun that's going to spammy him. So I am going to choose to shield here, even though I'm already killing the fire type with my fast moves. I want to save, I thought it was going to be Solar Beam, that's why I really shielded it, but I'm going to save my Blastoise. Obviously I'm going to fast move him to death here, and then get an Ice Beam ready to go for the Ivysaur coming in. And he brings in Ivysaur, so I'm going to use this Ice Beam, and he is going to shield it. So I am going to let my Blastoise die because he did his job, killed the fire type, and I got an Ice Beam off. So I'm going to bring back out the Lawnmower to do some work against this Ivysaur, and he's going to switch in. So I'm kind of switch locked here for a second. Not like it's a bad thing because Earthquake is going to tank this Quagsire, and I'm going to bring in Raichu to punch on Quagsire a little bit here. So I'm going to choose to shield this because it would probably smack me a little bit. And I'm going to overcharge a little bit of energy and then go for a Thunder Punch to finish off this Quagsire because I know that will kill from that range. And it does. So then I have a Wild Charge ready for his Ivysaur when it comes in. So I'm going to use the Wild Charge, and this should almost kill Ivysaur. Takes about 10-15% of his health off. And I'm not going to be able to get to a Thunder Punch, so he's going to get to Power Whip, and I'm going to come in with the Lawnmower, and I'm going to finish him with Bug Bite. So GG's Tanner. So guys, we're going to hop into another match against Tanner, Easily Done 27, and I'm going to be leading with Venusaur, and he's got Quagsire, so automatic bad situation for him. So what I would do in this situation if I have Quagsire is I would take a couple Mud Shots, and then I would get something in here for a neutral matchup and or a positive matchup. So he doesn't really want to get switch locked here, so he uses his Ivysaur, and I am going to choose not to shield this. He shielded one, I'm not going to shield one, and then what's going to happen here is I'm going to use one and he is going to not shield this one. So Ivysaur is tanking me right now. I'm going to switch out right before he can get something in, and I switch in Raichu. So I'm going to shield this because I know what Power Up can do to me, and I'm going to use some Thunder Shocks here. And I'm not going to shield twice with Raichu. I've got to save a shield for Blastoise in the back. And I'm going to use a bunch of Thunder Shocks here, and then I'm going to use a Thunder Punch, but apparently I cannot get it off, so it's perfectly fine. Going to bring back in Blastoise, apparently, and I'm going to bring in Blastoise, and I'm going to lag everywhere, and then I'm going to use some Water Guns, but he's going to get off a Power Rip, so I'm basically going to just concede almost, use the shield there, perfectly fine.
Yeah, I got Blastoise with no shields, and he's got one shield, so it's a bad situation for me. He brings in Quagsire, which is good. So I'm going to charge up a little bit of extra energy, use a Hydro Cannon here, but I know that one Earthquake is going to demolish me, so he's going to go for an Earthquake if I were him, and he's going to get to that Earthquake, and it's going to smack me. Doesn't kill me, but I'm able to almost faint his Pokemon, but I can't get the move off, so I'm just going to take a GG there. So it is going to be the next match against Izbooty, my little brother Chad, and I'm going to be leading with Fortress, and he's going to be leading with Meganium. So he is going to have a Razor Leaf Meganium, which is going to do some damage, and I'm going to have Fortress versus his Azumarill that he switched in. So I'm going to use this Heavy Slam to do some pretty decent damage against this Fairy type, and it's going to chunk off about 20% of his health. So I'm going to try to shield right before he can use his Ice Beam and bring in Quag, but cannot get Quag in there, so I'm going to switch to Raichu, and I'm going to go for a Thunder Punch here for a shield, and he is going to choose not to shield, so he is going to get an Ice Beam off and take a shield from me. So very good job by Chad right there, good plays, and Azumarill is going to go down, but I'm going to have some energy charged up for whatever comes in. And I'm going to fire off this charge move because I know that I'm going to switch out probably in a little bit. So I'm going to Thunder Punch for shield bait here. And I am going to get the shield from the Meganium, so it's very good for me. That Razor Leaf is going to do some damage to my Raichu. So I'm going to need to go for a Wild Charge here to do a last-ditch effort here to get some damage. So he is going to choose to not shield here. Very good job by Raichu there. And I'm going to bring in the Lawnmower to take care of Meganium. So I'm not going to shield here because Frenzy Plant isn't going to do much damage. It's going to give me a little flick. And I'm going to be able to get some energy stored up for whatever comes in. And it is going to be a Fortress. So I'm going to use an Earthquake here. And he's not going to shield, so he can save that shield for Raichu, which he knows is, or whatever I have in the back, sorry. And I'm going to bring in Quag. So he is going to get off a move, and he does not have a second move yet, so it's going to be Heavy Slam. I think if he has Earthquake, this game might be a little bit different, because he probably can get to an Earthquake after he gets that Heavy Slam, and he probably would be able to KO my Quag. So I'm going to use a Stone Edge here, and he's going to shield, but I'm going to have Overcharged Energy, and I'm thinking this could have been Earthquake here, but it's going to be Heavy Slam, and I think he might have been double charging, but I'm going to use a Stone Edge here, and he basically conceded after that didn't kill me, so GG's to Chad in that game. So let's hop into the next match against Izbooty. I am going to be leading with Quagsire, and he's going to be leading with Kingdra. So this situation is a little bit weird for me because this is going to be doing some pretty good damage here, and I'm going to go for a Stone Edge here to do some damage, and it is going to do some very, very good damage to that Kingdra, and he's going to get Kingdra out, which is a good switch, and he's going to bring in Meganium, and I can't even get off charge move, so very good time switch there by Chad. I'm going to bring in Charizard to counter this Meganium, and I'm going to go for a Dragon Claw for shield bait here, and he's going to either shield or get a little flick on his Meganium, and he is going to choose to shield, so very good job by me there. And I'm going to choose to shield this because I'm thinking it's Earthquake, and it's Frenzy Plant, so I took the bait, and I'm going to basically Fire Spin him to death and get a bunch of energy stored up for whatever comes in, so I'm going to use a believe his Dragon Claw for a shield bait, and he brings in Kingdra, so it's not even shield bait. It's going to do some good damage, so he's got a shield, and I'm not able to get to another Dragon Claw, so I'm going to shield and get to this Dragon Claw so that I can kill this Kingdra, leaving no shields for my Pokemon in the back, but he also has no shields as well, and I'm going to get an advantage so I can farm a little bit with this Charizard. So he's got a Raikou, and I'm going to be able to get off a Blast Burn, almost, so I'm going to bring in a Raichu, and we're going to have a neutral Electric-type matchup here. It's going to be a pretty fun one, guys. He's going to use a Wild Charge first, and then I'm going to get to my Thunder Punch, and I'm going to go for that, thinking that I'll be able to get to another Thunder Punch, but as you will see, that is not the case. He has a Charge move ready for me, and it's Wild Charge, so it's going to be a GG in that game. Let's hop into our last match with Easily Done 27. I'm going to be leading with Fortress, and he's got Slowbro again, so I'm going to be spamming this Bug Bite, and he's got the Confusion User, so this is going to hurt. He is a Psychic type, and I'm going to have Ninetales out here, and I'm going to be in big trouble, so I got to bring in Quagsire. Quagsire is going to go for a Stone Edge here, and Stone Edge is going to do some super effective damage against this rock typing, but he's going to use a shield, so I am going to choose not to shield this, and I get Solar Beamed. Oh no! So I'm automatically screwed here, guys, and I have two shields. I got a shield. Side Shock's going to do some damage to my Raichu. So I'm going to overcharge some energy and then go for a Thunder Punch, hopefully to knock out this Ninetales and or get a shield. And I'm going to get a shield, so I'm going to go for another Thunder Punch to knock out this Ninetales, and he has no shields left. So I'm in decent shape, but he only has Slowbro left. I want to know what his other Pokemon is, and he's got Quagsire. So I switch immediately to my Fortress, and I've got a Earthquake almost ready, which is really good. Gonna tank that Quagsire, and he's gonna bring in Slowbro to kind of sacrificially swap his Slowbro, and I'm gonna go for another Earthquake, but I cannot get to it, so I'm gonna shield here, and I'm gonna get a little bit greedy. I'm gonna go for the kill with the Bug Bites, and then go for the Earthquake against the Quagsire. And it's going to pay off for me, but that match was crazy. I got hit by a Solar Beam, so GG's to Tanner in that. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys that watch my videos day in and day out. I hope you guys are learning something from it like I am learning from every battle that I do in these videos. If there's anything specific you guys want me to cover, put it in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.